Hello, everyone. Hello. We're back. We are here, and we are ready to talk about Critical Role, Episode 1, in this, Episode 60 of the What the Sheep podcast.
Hey!
Alana and myself are going to do our very best to compose ourselves, really bring it in, focus our energies to talk about the premiere episode of Campaign 3. And first off, before we even get into any of that, did you see, it seemed like there was, between Twitch and YouTube, there was like 230,000 viewers. I think that is a record. I think.
That is wild. That's more than the Campaign 2 finale, right?
I think so.
That's wild. That's really cool. I didn't see that, no. But,
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Crazy.
I did see that Critical Role was trending for about 36 hours before the episode started, and it's still trending, like, at least in the entertainment tab. People are excited.
Chad is saying 304,000 combined. Oh,
that's really cool.
Wow, that is a lot of people. So many critters. So many critters. So I think if I'm thinking and remembering back correctly, the premiere for Campaign 2, I think was was at like 90,000. I think 80, 90,000.
It was under 100. It was under 100. Yeah.
It's just like triple, literally triple. This just goes to show like actually how much Critical Role has grown. In these past couple years, even in these past couple months. Like, I feel like it's grown monumentally even in these past couple months. It's wild. It is insane. And now it's time to talk about it. And the hype, the crowd, the build-up was well worth it, because boy, oh boy, did this episode 1 deliver. Yeah, we were thrown for a loop. They really did mean it when they said throw all expectations out the window. Wow.
That was, I can't even formulate words.
Yeah, I know. That's just how it is. That's just how it is.
It was, at so many points in the episode, I was like, oh shit, or like, just, what the fuck is happening? This is amazing. I think it's also probably the hardest I've laughed at.
Oh my god.
And I think it might have just been like the energy of the room on that night, but it was so exciting. We're already so hyped up for it, and it was just so enjoyable, and I'm so excited for this campaign.
It delivered so well, and I genuinely love each and every one of these characters.
Yeah.
They are so good. But I do have some questions about a few of them, on like how long they might stick around and stuff, but we won't jump ahead. All right, we stay on track in this 100%. Podcast. So let's bring it in. Obviously, we had a gorgeous sort of info dump by the wonderful Matthew Mercer, just talking about Marquet, the different regions, the factions, the landscape, and all of that wonderful stuff that we absolutely love to hear. But I just want to take a second to appreciate the description and just the overall design of Drusar. Very, very cool. This, multi-tiered city built within these spires, like interconnected with gondolas, and super awesome. The sky ships, that was super cool. Oh,
that is cool.
It's
the fact that it's seemingly more abundant in this region is exciting for the potential of more skyship adventures. It's beautiful, and it's like just so detailed. You said, like, we got that description at the start of Matt, describing the regions of Marquet, and I'm listening, and I remember I started taking notes, and then I was just like, no, I'm just going to listen.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, you're like, I've lost track of the word he said 2 seconds ago.
Yep.
Because it's just so much information. But then you think about, like, the start of Campaign 2, you go back and you rewatch that info dump he gave at the start of that now, and you're like, oh yeah, the Marrow Valley and King Gwendol and all this. Like, it makes sense. So I'm excited to understand these places and, like, be like, oh yes, that's the Lambert path. I just had to look down at it. That's the Lambert path. Like, oh yes, I remember them from like the beginning and things like that. So the info dump is just so good. You feel
Oh yeah.
instantly immersed in
Mm-hmm.
the area and just in some of the history that's already coming out. And then to get to Drusar, and it's so detailed. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
think he described the city for like a solid 5 minutes
Mm-hmm.
of the different
And
spires.
I was drinking that shit up.
Yeah, you just give it to me. Yeah.
That was so
Um,
good.
beautiful, beautiful. Just such a cool design for a city too. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's so much potential of shit that can happen in
Yeah.
this city.
Yeah. And I think my favorite thing about the beginning of campaigns is these little vignettes that we get with each
Mm.
of like the different characters that are like paired off and stuff.
Yeah.
Like these little solo or duo scenes rather. They're super interesting. And we got to begin our adventure by seeing Marisha and Laura's characters first.
Yeah. I was surprised when it first happened when like he's like, all right, Laura and Marusha stay and everyone else leave. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, but they just all got back to the table.
Yeah, right.
Away. But I like that you could hear them like just offset. Like you could
Yeah.
hear them laughing throughout the whole thing. So because that's always my thing. I was like, oh no, but if they're going to miss out on the information, but it's nice to know that they were still in the area.
Yeah. It just wanted to be very like focused on those
Yeah,
two.
100%, and it worked really well because
Mhm.
we got them acting with the characters that they kind of have these connections with already.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, acting for the people watching them around
Yeah.
the table at that moment, which is fun also. But I did like this way of honing in and focusing on just specific characters at a time. And yeah, Laura and Marisha first.
Oh.
Very exciting.
Oh, and I love that they're the pair because their color palettes and overall vibe are just
Yeah.
opposites. Complete. It's like that one meme of like the black house next to like the pink and blue and bubbly house.
in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. But I love Laudna's design. So cool.
So cool. It's just it's super detailed, super specific. The rat with the damn bird skull on it is perfect. But just I love their voices are really fun.
Oh yeah. Southern accent, Laura Bailey.
Them together is so exciting because Laura and Marisha, the way they role play and the way they kind of give with their role playing is just beautiful. And I'm so excited for them to like be together as this pair to like play off each other. And see, I assumed at the start that they were maybe like sisters, but I think we now had some more understanding that maybe they weren't sisters, they're not related, they just met each other. But I still like this idea of them being this traveling duo.
For a long time. Apparently too. A couple of years.
Seems a bit, yeah. So I like seeing this kind of dynamic that they have. Even already, like this little bit of dynamic where they're still a little bit on the outskirts of this new group. This really weird new group that they find themselves with. I just want to know more. I've got so many questions about them. I want to know.
I know.
I want to know everything.
And we can.
There's nothing mysterious about them at all.
Oh no, of course not. Absolutely
they're
not.
Pretty by the book.
So we're gonna be jumping around a little bit for this episode, and I think we can, to keep things a bit more structured, we can, as we're introducing and meeting the characters, we can give our overall thoughts and possible theories about them. So I do have two things for these characters, one for Laudna and then one for Imogen. Great names also, by the way. Just freaking awesome. So we don't really know what Laudna's whole deal is. She does have a very dark, gothic, deathly, undead, potentially vibe to her. And because Marisha was never specific about what race she was. Everyone else kind of said what they were, besides Marisha. So that could, be in the lines of like an undead, like maybe a revenant, maybe, or maybe just a human that just has, through their warlock pact, this is just what's happened. However, one very specific thing that I noticed with Laudna is later in the episode when Fresh Cut Grass was talking about like the soul touched people, like being soul touched.
She
laughed. She laughed at it.
Yeah. I saw
So
that
I was
too,
like,
ooh, ooh.
why'd you laugh there, Laudna?
Yeah, it
You
was
don't
kind of
got
like
a
an
soul,
internal
huh?
chuckle, like
Yeah,
like
yeah. I was like, okay.
yeah, no, there's so much going on, and I was saying to you before, it's kind of hard to have a bit of an original thought at the moment because everyone is hyper focused on working these characters out.
Oh
But
yeah.
definitely the things I saw the most of, and I'm seeing people just like spam it in chat as well
Yeah.
at the moment. Dampier is like a popular choice, which is essentially a vampire-esque race, the
Ooh.
product of a vampire and a mortal, which people are
Uh,
getting very excited about because she's from Whitestone. Seems to be in
oh.
her 20s, 30s. People are
Oh
very
my
excited about that
god.
possibility.
Wait, what would that mean
But
though? That she's like a child of Delilah and Silas?
that's a theory that I've seen being thrown
Oh
around.
my god. Imagine. Holy shit.
Yeah. So that's a really cool kind of theory. I'm not sure how it works because I've seen her art. I'm fairly certain has like pointed ears. I'm fairly certain,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how Dampiers work if like they automatically get
Oh
the ears
yeah.
because both Silas and Delilah were human. So I'm not sure I'm not sure the
Yeah.
logistics of that necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely a really cool theory I saw. I'm seeing a lot of like Hollow One
Oh
theories.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or like Revenant is a really good guess. I hadn't actually seen anyone mention Revenant, which is pretty cool. But yeah, definitely some kind of undead,
Yeah.
undie
Yeah.
thing.
For
But we
sure.
don't know. She's multi-class, which is
That's
like
super interesting.
wild.
So,
It's
but then,
wild.
like, what? Because they're starting at level
What?
3,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I've got a theory.
it would be interesting if Imogen knows Laudna's whole deal, and maybe they both started off as sorcerers, but
Yeah.
then something happened where maybe Laudna didn't always look like this, maybe, and through their travels, something happened where, this pact was
100%.
made, and all of a sudden her appearance started changing, maybe something like that. So my initial theory is that she started off as a sorcerer and then became a warlock, and that's what
Yeah.
caused the
100%,
transformation.
yeah. Yeah, we see like, I mean, I feel like undead pact, like the undead patron, feels kind of obvious, but I'd like to see if there was like any other potential way it could go. We're seeing so much potential homebrew in this campaign already with other characters that it's so hard to pinpoint what they might be. She might be a completely separate class to what we're seeing. It could be something new in the Tal'Dorei guide. I love this this imagery we get of her, like her appearance and just her whole deal of like this terrifying kind of undead-esque creature, but her personality is so like quite happy and bright. She's so friendly. I really enjoy that. I like that it's not like this kind of dark, foreboding personality. She is quite friendly and generally seems to get on with people. It's fun dynamic, and we get to see Marisha be charismatic and like roleplay, which is great. Not that we haven't seen that before, but we've had Keyleth, who was not super shy. We've had Bo, who's super brash.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to see just just a regular kind of person who happens to be undead. Like
there's nothing weird about that at all.
No,
he's
fine.
definitely on the up and up. However,
loves
someone who is of great concern to me now is Imogen, because it appears that she is an aberrant mind sorcerer.
Yeah.
And that has some pretty darn interesting implications depending on how maybe if they homebrewed it, switched it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But
because I'm not sure what, because I was thinking aberrant mind too, because she's definitely got like some psionic stuff happening.
Yeah.
But it's that thing she did where she did like use her detect thoughts, but it kind of backfired. I'm interested to see like what's going on there. But yeah, definitely something psionic based. Yeah, I think aberrant mind is a pretty good guess. It's just like what is the fallout from this? Like, why is she like struggling with it perhaps, or what are they trying to research? We get a sense maybe they're trying to research what their power is, like where their power comes from.
That's what I was thinking of too. As people are now mentioning in chat, instead of if she's not aberrant mind and she is something else, she could be lying about being human. She's actually a Kalishtar, because they have some mind stuff, and there is also the telepathic or telekinetic whatever feat.
That's a cool feat.
People are mentioning so. Yeah, I mean it definitely could not be aberrant mind, but if it is, that is super cool because we just had. In the previous campaign, the whole Somnovum deal, that moving city, very, very, abyssal type, being sort of deal.
Yes.
So it'd be really cool if there was some, aboleth nonsense going on, or
some aberrations.
Some aberrations, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
wild, especially with Spell Jam coming back.
Yeah.
Give me Spell Jam.
True.
Please.
Oh, jeez. So obviously some very, very interesting implications. And we already have some motivations, obviously, for some of these characters, as they were, as you were saying, trying to get into that university to research and try to learn more about where Imogen's powers come from, and maybe even, what Laudna's whole deal is. So,
and they mentioned, too, that she had written an essay. She had prepared, something previously and was seeking... guidance or more answers. So I'm excited to see her kind of, if this is a scholarly kind of scholarly pursuit, or if it's more of a, as you say, just trying to get research, trying to get answers. They seem to be trying to do it by the book, which is, really interesting to see the fact that they've been in the city for a few weeks, working their way around. Yeah, it's exciting to see them kind of established in the city, a little bit.
Yeah. That's why I like these little vignettes, because then we get a little bit of a background for these characters, a little bit of setup, gives us a little taste of what they're all about, and then we move on to the next scene, the next handful of characters.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I think I have my current favorite character right now, and I think it's in the hearts of many. As first we were introduced to Ashton. Talison's beautifully designed character, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think Ashton might be my favorite designed character out of the group. A really interesting take on an Earth Genasi. I hadn't really seen one styled in such a way with the amethyst hair. Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
Kind of jade, kind of skin. The gold repair, the kintsugi kind of repair job. Oh.
But now, how are people going to cause?
The brain exposed?
The exposed thing. What's going on with that? Oh my gosh. Oh. I'm so intrigued. I am also interested on seeing how people are going to cosplay Ashton.
Yeah, I think Taliesin came out and tweeted that, once again, he's making it as hard as possible for people to cosplay these characters.
Thank you, Taliesin.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cosplayers around the globe are just so happy with this design.
Spiked hair.
No, but I love the idea of Taliesin playing this very abrasive barbarian. Very interesting character. Definitely felt hints of the asshole of Molly in him.
Yeah.
But
and also
I'm loving him.
Low charisma, but also still friendly as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing I've noticed. He's quite a friendly character. Even though constantly telling people to fuck off and can be quite abrasive. Seems to genuinely like people, or at the very least likes just things happening. Likes fresh cut grass.
Oh my god.
Is seemingly growing attached to them.
Yep.
So yeah, I really like Talison's character. He's just having a lot of fun with it. Such a cool design. So excited for Barbarian.
Yeah.
We don't know what type of Barbarian.
Yeah, what was Chaos Burst? What was that?
Matt has said that it's a homebrew subclass.
Oh, okay, it's totally... Oh, shit.
So I'm thinking some kind of... Well, Taliesin said there was like he had an ability or something that had like this magnetic effect, or like it had this kind of
Yeah, like a gravity build.
Yeah.
So
Something
is
like
it
some
like
kind
a
of,
is it like a
magnet or
dunamancy type?
yeah, like
Barbarian?
graviturgy kind of.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
now that's what I'm kind of thinking about now too. That
Yeah,
would be cool because yeah, as soon as Taliesin was like, yeah, I'm going like a gravity build, I was like, dunamancy?
dunamis
That
barbarian.
that
Yeah,
what it is?
that'd be really cool.
Oh yeah.
Well, I like that because yeah, with the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, they started taking dunamancy and applying it to a lot of different subclasses. So
hmm
I think it makes sense that they were going to expand it even more. Yeah, because I mean we've got like Echo Knights and things like that. So I like the idea of a
hmm
gravity based barbarian.
Makes sense
Um,
too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. And Earth Genasi's a really kind of cool play on that as well.
Yeah.
Looking at like
But then that
magnetism, stuff like
tells
that.
me that like because obviously this could just be like a unique take on what an Earth Genasi could look like.
Yeah,
But I'm wondering if the design is more, uh, deep is
specific.
if it's deeper than that.
Yeah,
With like this opal brain inside of I don't know the anatomy of Earth Genasis.
yeah,
Um, but because he's more like gem based and seems to have some kind of like a magical ability about him, be interesting if he
yeah,
was like born from something or created from something.
yeah.
Um, but what that is, no idea. If that even is what happened, it's Taliesin. Who the hell knows what backstory that character has? And it could be nothing again. It could all be in Matt's hands, just as it was with Molly.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my notes to see like yeah, I saw it on Twitter. Like, look, they're literally punk rock. Like
Oh yeah.
um
Yep.
they've got this very yeah, fuck authority vibe, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I really do like how kind of likable they are.
Yeah.
You said that we
All
said
of
at the
them.
start, like I genuinely like all these characters. Um, they're all very like accessible and just friendly and exciting, which is really cool. And that hammer, I want to see more of
Oh.
that hammer, a
Oh.
giant
The
glass
art.
hammer.
I spent like several minutes just staring at each character's like full
Yeah,
like character portrait and just
yeah.
oh they're all they're all so adorable and beautiful and amazing and gorgeous.
It is
Oh
really cool art. It is
yeah,
slick.
the artist
Yeah.
really knocked it out of the park with helping design these characters and their entire look. Um, but moving on to the character that captured all of our hearts, we have fresh cut grass,
What?
or
Fucking hell.
FCG, or I also like how Ashton was calling them letters. I think
Letters.
letters
That's cute.
might end up being their nickname. I hope that ends up being
Yeah.
their nickname because that's adorable. I love
Or like
letters.
FC or something, or like
Yeah,
so yeah, they're
FC.
saying
Yeah.
fresh as well, but fresh
Yes.
cut grass.
Fresh cut grass. A little warforged automaton thing.
Yeah, I don't know if they're warforged or not. Like that's what I'm trying to figure out if they like because we had automatons before essentially warforged appeared in Exandria. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably just splitting hairs at this point, but like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think if we're going to if from what Matt has said, Warforged are essentially the automatons, like Devexian and
Yeah.
that. I
Mm-hmm.
think Sam's character falls more into like automaton. Why can't I speak? Automaton,
Yeah.
like an actual created creature like
Yeah.
Doty, but seemingly much more advanced. I just saw someone
Mm-hmm.
in chat say Modron, and I love it, and I'm down for it, which is like a race of clockwork beings essentially.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but
Ooh.
yeah, so I'm excited to see like this seemingly automatic made creature that
Yeah.
has so much personality and so much life. The fact that in the first episode they're talking about like souls, like do you have a soul?
Yeah.
Like this is
It's so
really
deep
deep
already.
for the first
It's so
episode.
deep. Yeah.
Like
No,
we're not
but
thinking it, but
that actually got me thinking. I'm wondering like this is obviously just a huge guess or prediction, because that whole like oh I'm not soul touched. I don't have a soul or whatever. But then Fern like, well, if you can experience emotions, then I think you would have a soul. Um, that got me thinking that what if this is just like foreshadowing, like what if, you know, fresh cut grass becomes a real boy, you know, like with Pinocchio and stuff, and like they somehow like give him a soul or something, and that ends up being being his arc.
Oh my word. That's pretty amazing. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. But I love the design. He's so adorable. God forbid anything happens to them. I will riot. I will riot.
He's just so positive and friendly.
Smiley day to you.
So friendly. Smiley day. the fucking accent.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for them to go like it might be cliche, but like imagine if they just like suddenly go very dark and very like killbot mode. Like, all right, time to protect my friends.
Yeah.
But I love the idea. Yeah, they're like a heal. They're a heal bot.
Yeah. Basically.
But having Sam play a cleric, because Sam is a wonderful at supporting people in their role play. So supporting people with you know, spells and that sort of thing is going to be really fun to see. Yeah, it's really exciting.
Oh, and I love
so wild.
I know. Definitely not what I was expecting. 100%.
When Sam said, I thought for a second, because Sam started with like you see rolling in. I thought they might have been playing a character in like a combat wheelchair.
That was initially what I thought too.
So I was like, oh wow, this is exciting.
And then I see the portrait pop up.
I was like, oh no.
Oh, I see. But I love the idea that they don't have legs and it's just like a unicycle. That's it.
A uniwheel.
A uniwheel. Oh my god. Just more brilliant character design.
Oh,
no one could have predicted that. No one.
I mean,
but I'm also surprised no one did. At the same time. Oh.
It's
I'm
so
in love.
Sweet.
I'm
Like,
in love. I was getting like big claptrap vibes from Borderlands as well as Bender from Ben, not Bender. I was thinking of Fender from Futurama. Ben from Treasure Planet. Ben from Treasure Planet. If you've seen that one. Yeah. I love him. And in classic Sam Riegel fashion, had one of the funniest moments. Oh, the jerry can was good. I'm talking about the reasons that he's named the way he is.
I don't normally watch Critical Role with other people, but I went and watched it last night with my brother, and we had to pause it because we were so broken by that joke. I think it might be the hardest. And it might have just been because I was watching with someone else, but it's probably the hardest I've laughed.
It was...
And also because of just the cast's reaction. They were broken for a while.
Yeah, it was a slow build, too.
It did the sweep. And just, like, Robbie's face in particular.
Yeah.
Just, like, struggling, keeping it together.
Yeah.
The fucking delivery of it, it was just... It was so good. It was so unexpected.
I know. Because I mean, it was just such innocent things. You know, fresh cut grass. You got oatmeal, apple pie, and then just. Oh my god.
Laura's reaction's incredible, and like she was like, "Oh," and then eventually starts laughing. Ashley just dissolves. Like,
Liam was just like trying to stay in character, and then it just collapsed.
It was such a perfect joke.
I think I lost count, but it was like at least like 5 or 6 times that I think Matt face palmed in just the first episode. It was quite a lot.
It was quite
it was many a times. But Olivia, one of our members of the community, she went to one of the theaters that it was premiering at, and she said that the auditorium like erupted in laughter for a good like 5 to 10 minutes when the joke landed.
Cool. Oh, that would have been a great one to like.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I wish I could have gone. I wish I could have gone to one. Oh, that would have been so crazy. But But yeah, two wonderful characters who have also been together for a few weeks.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of a background of them, that they had a job in a silver mine, I guess, where a bunch of their compatriots had. It was
just fresh cut.
Yeah, just fresh cuts compatriots, because then Ashton came in a bit later.
That's interesting. I'm suspecting we'll get more to that story, because the concept that fresh cut was just in stasis and then woke up and the party was destroyed is no one insight checked the wee robot on that
Do you
one.
think
it seems
they
like
did
there's
it?
maybe more to it? That's what I said to my brother. It's a sleep stabber.
Yeah. Oh.
But no, but like it kind of made me think, like, can this creature just completely shut down when they sleep, or is there going to be like some kind of aspect to, or like some foul play involved to what caused them to not notice that their party was being somewhat killed, or were they just not being completely truthful with the order of events? Seemingly Ashton being sent out to investigate what happened meant that there was some importance to their mission. They said that they were clearing out a silver mine, but why? For what purpose? Obviously, to clear out a silver mine, but is there more to the story? I'm going to say probably. So I'm excited to learn more about that. Oh, doggo.
Oh, I got a visit from a puppy.
There's the door. That's amazing.
You pushed the door open. Let me close the door.
Yeah. It's just me.
No, but I love the again, with these vignettes, we get to see early character motivations, and it gives them a goal in these early episodes, that they're all working towards something.
And I like the bit we got we still don't know. We know that Talison's homebrew subclass. For Sam, we can maybe start to guess, but it's hard because there's nothing specific that's like jumped out to say, oh yeah, they're a life cleric, or they're a knowledge cleric, or forge, or whatever, or something new, completely new. But I did like that we got a look into Fresh Cut's source, like their source. Like, it's not faith-based. They're not a faith-based cleric. They're seemingly a helping cleric. They get their power from wanting to help and protect others, which is really sweet. And also really sad if that stems from their inability to protect their last party.
Yeah, because they had it seemed like a homebrew thing. He used what was it?
Sam is also homebrew.
Yeah, he used a symbiotic bond or something. No, sympathetic binding.
Sympathetic binding, yeah.
Sympathetic binding.
Which is such a matte title.
Yeah.
It's such a matte feature.
Yeah, channel divinity. It
Yeah.
definitely seems like it's
love
probably some kind of definitely a homebrewed automaton sort of deal.
Yeah, I'm really keen. I like. I mean, even though like we want to learn more about like this dancer that they kept referring to as their creator. We see that they have kind of these gold and blue patches, which aren't too dissimilar. Like, I'm not drawing these connections, but aren't too dissimilar really to like Doty's design. I'm keen to see where this goes.
Oh, I know. But we got character motivations for these guys. Obviously, FCG wants to just help people, help the downtrodden, the lost, get them on their path, heal them up. And Ashton's just wanting some money so he can go back to gambling. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. That's Ashton's whole vibe. But very, very strong personalities from both of them, really, in very different ways. But it definitely seems like, while Ashton seems to be very friendly and such with those closest to him, and seems to just want to know people, there definitely seems to be a strong sense of like loyalty to those who he's closest to, even in just these brief like characterization moments. Because when they were in, I think it was when they were in the Spire of Fire, because they were talking to that Ishari, I think, the bar guy's name was. It was the
Shia.
Yes.
The oh geez, this is where we don't know any of the characters.
It's not Leonin.
Shia, Qatari.
Yes, the Qatari. Not write their name
Atari
down.
Ishia, because I thought the name
Ishir.
was Sheer, like Sheer Cliff.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's. I checked Crit Roll stats and they spelled it Ishia. So
Ishir.
maybe
Okay.
Ishia, yeah.
When Ishir was taking particular interest in what, FC's whole deal was, Ashton was very, I guess, protective in that scene, being like, careful, like he's vicious, like, careful what you say around him. But I feel like it was like funny, like, oh, he looks so innocent and not a mean bone or gear in his body. But for me, that more came off of like, careful what you say because I'll fuck you up if you diss my friend here.
Yeah.
That's the kind of vibe that I'm picking up from Ashton there. So
it was that kind of like decent travel buddies, because it's like, have you eaten? Did you sleep well?
Yeah.
Like, they're going through the motions of traveling companions. It's very sweet.
Yeah, definitely love it. But then this is where, I mean, everything was exciting and almost a twist in of itself, starting with Sam's character. But the next handful of characters that we were introduced to, expectations gone out the window.
That was wild. That was so cool. My brother hasn't seen EXU, and so when Matt said, Liam, Ashley, and Robbie, he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, wait, Robbie? Yeah. Travis? Did you change your name?
Perfect. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I didn't even think of it as a possibility that they would bring in the EXU characters. Didn't even enter my mind for a second. Oh my gosh, but it's so cool. It's so cool.
We even said, I think, at the start of EXU about how like oh yeah, Liam's playing a halfling fighter, and I think that's been a very popular, character choice or character prediction for Liam for a while, like, halfling and fighter. And to know that, I think Liam tweeted like he's had this character idea since 2017. So to know that this is the character he had planned for campaign 3 for a while, and now we get to see this like introduction to the character, but then now this fleshing out and this full adventure with the character. I'm super excited. I don't know if I've said on the show before, I really like halfling fighters. I'm super excited for more Orym. But I'm just so excited that Robbie's here.
I know. Oh. But now begs the question is, how long does Robbie stick around? Is he a permanent
forever
addition? I mean,
say forever.
Hey,
there's no reason not to assume forever.
Yeah. People had mentioned though that he was just going to be a guest for a little while. So we'll see. This could be one of those things where they are just constantly rotating in guests for like several sessions at a time.
Or they themselves might be changing characters as they go along. Like, we don't know, but I feel like again, Matt said on Twitter how Liam and Ashley wanted to kind of test play their characters' ideas for campaign 3 to see if they liked them, see if they could flesh them out. So that's why they've decided to then, they were Orym and Fern for EXU, and now they're bringing them to campaign 3, which makes me feel like they're their, set character choices for campaign 3.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of ways that Dorian would then somehow believe them, and I can't think of many ways. So I feel like he's sticking around, which is perfect because Robbie's such a good fit. 8 players is scary. I mean, 7 players is scary. Anything above 4 players is scary for me. But like,
it is a lot, but they all have a good grasp on storytelling and sharing scenes and progressing the narrative and stuff. So definitely, and Matt is obviously fully capable, I think. But yeah, it's a bit intimidating. That's a lot of players, because then you think if they add then like another guest, that's 9, then, which is just like ridiculous numbers.
What's the most they've ever had at the table at once? I'm thinking it probably
I think it was 9.
Like campaign 1 finale.
Yeah, when they had Will and Mary.
And they also had Joe, I think.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the table too.
Yep.
But they didn't have Ashley. I think Ashley was on a screen.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So it would have been what's that? That's 7, 8, 9 people at the table.
Yeah. So.
Well, then again, I don't think Mary and Will were there at the same time as Joe.
Oh yeah.
So it might have been like, yeah, math.
It's fine. Math is
technically 9 people because Ashley's there, but on a screen. So yeah, that'd be interesting to see more people turn up and have they get more chairs around the table.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
No, but I am absolutely loving having these EXU characters back because I loved all those characters. But I think Fern and Dorian were one of my more favorite ones because Dorian just has such an interesting story. We can't forget his whole like dark side, scare that he almost had. So I wonder if that might be lingering at all still a little bit, or if we'll get some more like Lolth dreams maybe if she's still sort of in the back of his mind. But then with Fern, we had the dark inverse of Fern deal with the Feywild thing. Her whole like War Mother or something. I can't remember what the title of that one.
I don't think this is the right book where I wrote my notes, but yeah, the bat, like the War Queen, or like the War Monarch, or the
it was something
Sovereign?
like that.
The War Sovereign, maybe.
Maybe it was something war. It was war, and it was scary, and yeah. So yeah, with these characters that were already established and fleshed out a little bit in EXU, now we get to see how their stories from that translate into a campaign, like a whole campaign. Because we don't really know a whole lot of Orym stuff. We know he was kind of sent around by Keyleth, but not really sure what for.
Something. And now seemingly this is them continuing
the
same quest. Like, it doesn't seem as though they've gone back and they've... Oh, no, but maybe they did, because then Matt also said, like, you got sent to Imogen.
Yeah, I think they're still on a quest from Keyleth.
Yeah. We're going to need the time. We'll figure out the timeline eventually.
Yeah. Quick roll stats.
It's a bit of time since EXU. It's a bit of time since EXU, maybe like a couple weeks, couple months, but... yeah, this idea that he's still on this quest from Keyleth, seemingly looking for people, which didn't really come up too much if that was the initial quest in EXU, but it's probably it could be something new that's been added for their hook, which is exciting. I like looking for people quests. That's very cool. As long as it doesn't turn into like another Duel in Tversky that I'm going to lose my mind over.
Oh, and we'll never know. They'll never be found. One thing that I do want to point out and that I'm very excited for is so far there doesn't seem to be I guess Orym is the only one that's like very serious, very stay on task and all that stuff. Yeah. Everyone else is pretty chaotic, I would say. Yeah. Fern obviously tapping into that a little bit with her, sticky fingers, stealing that earring from that poor man.
She was so rude.
I know. Fern is so great.
My heart.
Yeah.
That character reacted. I'm like, oh. Yeah. Oh.
But Fern is great.
I like that Orym is kind of like the straight man. Like we called Orym the adult of the group in EXU.
Yeah. So, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna be doing it again.
But the same way that they can also then they go with the flow. Like they're very on board with just seeing how it kind of works out. Nervous and seemingly a little bit anxious about it, but still confident enough to get in and try to solve the situation. I like that. Because I also really liked Orym and Dorian's relationship in EXU and how they kind of, not so much clash, but they definitely, like, pushed up against each other a little bit. That sounds weird. But they definitely came across each other. Again, weird. You know what I mean? They butted heads a few times. Nothing serious, but, like, some differing opinions on how they should proceed and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see in a larger group how Orym, I said Orym, made me think of the Parks and Rec character Orym, how Orym would work in a much larger group where there are more, things pulling them from different sides and wanting to stay focused on his task, whilst also, you know, like, how do you get this character that's been sent on a task? Either you deal with the task right away, or they're going to want to deal with it and like leave the group, or they're going to finish the task right away and then want to go back home. So I'm just wondering how this character is going to be more integrated in a larger group for a longer campaign setting.
Oh, yeah.
So either they're not and they're going to swap characters out, or it's going to be really exciting and fun and cool. Not that the other option's not going to be, but, you know, there's going to be a cool way to keep them connected in this continent. And
yeah, for sure.
With this group of people.
For sure, because we got to see their character dynamics grow and shift in EXU. And now, you know, they have a whole new party that we get to see new dynamics form and stuff, and how they handle all those things.
And on the topic of who they're looking for, the anger.
The anger.
Keyleth has sent them to look for someone called the Anger. It feels too obvious to assume it's like Grog or something, right?
Is it Grog? I feel like she would just say Grog, though. Because Orym knows of Vox Machina.
Yeah, I know. I just want it to be Grog.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Obviously.
Give me Old Man Grog.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Every time I think of Old Man Grog, I think of that picture that you have of Grog in the Raven.
It's my favorite.
Oh,
I don't want to look at it. It'll make me cry.
Yeah. No, only happiness as we talk about this episode.
Yeah.
No, yeah, super great seeing these characters again. And it'll be interesting if they do end up switching out their characters. But I feel like I would like Orym and Fern to stay. I really like their characters, and I think they both have really interesting story potentials, given what we got during EXU. So definitely really excited for that. But I was not worried. I figured Travis was going to be in the campaign.
Yeah.
But I was like, is he just not going to be in the first episode, or is it like a caduceus where they have to like find him or something? And Twitch chat was just, they were not having it. They were they were very worried that
Twitch chat. I can't keep up with it, but I was thinking that, and my brother was saying, like, people are going to be losing their minds if Travis doesn't turn up.
Yeah.
And we were panicking. We were like doing the math. We're like, well, look, they're kind of positioned a little bit over to the right, so there's enough space for someone to fit in on the left. Like, but then initiative started. We're like, oh no, where's Travis?
I know. But then when he comes out, obviously I was internally cheering and stuff and super excited. And that was the other moment where Olivia said that the entire auditorium erupted in cheers and stuff when Travis finally came on. But then when he described himself as like an old man, I was like, okay. Yeah. And it turns out, again, expectations gone. Another absolute twist. Bertrand Bell?
That is... Amazing. My brother also hasn't seen The Search for Grog.
So just know the...
I'm like Bertrand Bell. He's like, who's that? I'm like, oh my fucking god, you're gonna love this guy.
But wasn't Bertrand Bell a high level character in the one shot?
Yeah, they were like level 15 or something.
I guess because he's like 70 years old. He's probably lost a bit of his kick. So definitely. I guess that makes sense.
That seemingly happened to Tarian too. I think in the Darrington Brigade one shot. There were a few lower levels than they were previously. Yeah, you know, age catches up to humans a bit. But I love this character. I love how sus they are. I love how...
Like, what are they doing here? What are they doing here? Why are they working with this very, mob-esque, individual? Lord Esteros, I think their name is. Yeah. Yeah, what are you doing, Bertrand?
How shady they seem. How...
It's amazing.
Yeah. And just the... Travis playing, like, this older character, so, like, really playing...
Oh my god.
That was, like...
Falling asleep, forgetting people's names. Oh my god.
Beautiful. It's so good. And yeah, that, like, I see it in chat here, and I see a lot of people talking about it, like, is this going to be Travis's character for the whole campaign? Is it going to be a short-term stay? Is the anger, or, like, this, what was the name? Oshad Barrero? Barrero, that Orym's looking for is that potentially Travis's character.
Oh, that's an interesting theory.
And they're going to get to them at some point. I really hope Bertrand doesn't die.
Oh no, that'd be so sad. But that is a good topic of discussion, because I now that we know to just throw out all expectations and stuff, I am just going to guess that Bertrand is not here to stay, and Travis will have a more permanent character, especially because there's already a level disparity. And while it's not a huge deal and stuff, but it would be nice if everyone was at like an even playing field. Yeah. So I could definitely imagine Bertrand Bell will make an exit at some point, and then see a new character. And I like your theory of it potentially being the anger individual.
Yeah,
that'd be really
I like
cool.
that. We also see that Travis has come in kind of as his quest giver, almost playing a little bit of an NPC role, like which is really kind of cool, because I like the idea of this is clearly a character this is like planning that he's done with Matt to get Bertrand to this level. So I like the idea of him being the quest giver, him having this kind of insider knowledge, because you can imagine if Travis were there with another character, Bertrand would still be a really good NPC for Matt to bring in. So like, why not just get the actor that created him to play that person? It worked really well, and it kind of makes it exciting for the possibility of future guest NPCs.
From previous
Matt
stuff.
has mentioned that he has wanted to before. I think he said he wanted like Matt Koval to play a villain in Campaign 2 or something like that. So I do like this kind of idea. I don't like the prospect of Bertrand Bell dying.
Neither do I.
But I'm open to any possibilities. Expectations out the window. But
we could get the angst early on. We could get early angst.
That wouldn't
It'd
be
be
angst.
great.
That'd just be like sadness. Like angst is like ooh, like it's that exquisite agony of
this is just everything's bad. Everything's awful. Definitely.
I think we're going to get a lot of existential angst from Fresh Cut Grass.
Oh my god, yes.
Again, they talked about Soul episode 1. Like, this is going to get deep with this character.
I was literally already thinking about FCG's death and like how it could be
Why?
because okay. I shouldn't have led with that. But let me explain. Let me explain, because he was also giving me like C3PO vibes a little bit. From Star Wars. And then I thought of like C3PO's like fake death in the last Star Wars movie, where he was just like, I'm taking one last look at all of my friends before he got like his memory wiped and stuff.
So, far out. I'm on board with you, man.
Oh no. What if his memory gets wiped at some point in the story, and he's just like, hello, and he loses like all like personality. It's like, hello, I am designation XY72. Do you need assistance? Oh god.
Oh no, it's Wally. It's like Wally.
Oh yeah. It is like.
He reminded me of like a more not intelligent. Wally's great, but like a more functional Wally, and I can't. It's my favorite film, and I can't watch it all the time because I get too sad. Oh.
Damn, it's been a while since I've been banned from my own chat.
Yeah, 100%. I want to shout out Brian Regan in chat, calling him Robot Ted Lasso, because I wrote that in my notes.
Oh really?
When they said it rhymes, so I'm in. I'm like, that's such a Ted Lasso thing to say. Yeah, so well done. I'm glad someone else picked up on those vibes.
Or wait, someone just said Baymax. He's like Baymax from Big Hero 6. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. But seemingly a little bit more like checked in than Baymax, or a little bit more like plugged into the culture and how to socially interact with people.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Oh, I'm angry with you.
I'm sorry. That's just what I thought. But that's the sad angst that I like, because it's like, like his memory gets wiped, but it's like he's still there, but it's like the memory of him is gone, or like,
I feel like the angst I like is the type where you do get the angst, but then there's a resolution of like, a character dies, but they're brought back, and
maybe his memory would come back. Just gotta, just gotta do something. But anyways, moving on from that, so I don't get hunted down later tonight. I feel the pitchforks and torches already. We did get that combat was really cool.
Yeah.
Form of Dread from Laudna. What is that?
Don't know.
Is that homebrew?
Doesn't exist.
Is everyone homebrew? Is literally everyone? Well, that could just be another thing of like throw expectations out the window, where literally everything could be homebrewed. Like it could all just be new stuff from their new guides and stuff. Oh, it's an undead. Form of Dread is an undead warlock ability.
I don't know.
Okay, well, there it is. And there it is. Looks
And
like
there
they
we
have all
go.
the answers.
We
So,
could just cut that out.
yep, that will be edited out. We know our stuff. We play Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, we see that it's undead.
Yeah, that was like 10 feet. Oh god, no, it's good. No, thank you, because I honestly didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I really don't know a whole lot about Dungeons and Dragons, if I'm being honest. I just play it because I like role playing. But no, the combat was fun. Really, I just liked the idea of a little like kitchen knife being like a little angry bee, or Matt's like if the broom was angry, it's fucking.
I need to go back and clip it. Matt acting out the tassels on the carpet. I
Oh, yeah.
Lord, and I said, like, I look it in the eyes or in the tassels.
Yeah.
And the way Matt acts in that scene for about 5 seconds is beautiful. Like, he becomes a scared rug with tassel eyes.
It's so good.
But no, that's a really cool intro level fight. Like, animated objects for some weird kind of reason. Like explosion, like some kind of flare or some fuckery happening here.
Yep.
Again, I like how they kept trying to pin it on Bertrand a bit of like, did you have anything to do with this?
How
This was
convenient.
very suspicious.
Yeah.
And I want to know more about this Lord Estros, because their place is weird. Like this.
Yeah, his whole deal is weird.
They took over for another patron 20 years ago, but
yeah, Mistress Prudage. Yeah.
Prudage. Yeah, because which they learned about from, what's her name? Zudana.
Yes.
The woman
one
they're
who...
staying with, who is the most gorgeous person in the
so wholesome. Just the sweetest old lady. Oh.
Yeah. I love that like landlady kind of vibe going on.
Hopefully nothing bad happens there.
Really fun. Already like really not established because it's only the first episode, but really they feel established NPCs. We've got a few that are connected with Ashton. We've got these ones connected with Laudna and Imogen. We've kind of got these. It feels like they've come in from another universe almost, even though it's the same universe. But we've got the EXU trio wandering in. It feels like a crossover episode.
Yeah, definitely. I was definitely getting some of those vibes. I was like, this is some like Avengers stuff.
Yeah, and then just the whiplash of Bertrand Bell turning up. It's just like,
so random, so
you meet him up,
random.
Like they just turn up.
I still can't believe Bertrand Bell is here. That is just so hilarious to me. Just the thought of that.
And seemingly still on the back foot, and like, you know, speaking of their grandiose nature when there's nothing behind it.
Nothing.
The Gilderoy Lockhart of Exandria. Oh
my god, it's so good. I expect nothing less from good old Birdie. And especially because I had no idea it was going to be Bertrand Bell, but then when it's like the gambler's rapier, I was like, wait a minute.
Cool. Yeah.
Hold on a second. We know what that item is.
I started picking it up from the voice, but like I was because they didn't show the character art straight away, and then they had the whole fight, and the whole time I'm just going like, it has to be. Literally. It has to be.
There's no way it's not. No, it's
But yeah,
not.
the voice and the cane, and it's such a cool cane, and
Yeah. And then Joseph Ingram in chat brings up the or not Joseph. Oh my God. Dragonfly. Sorry. Dragonfly brings up the idea of Bertrand and Orym maybe
yeah,
knowing of each other, perhaps,
yeah.
or at least
I saw
Orym
people
knowing who Bertrand is if he
I saw
remembers.
people bringing that up, like, what will Bertram do when they realize Orym was sent by Keelan?
Yeah.
And someone goes,
Yeah.
Bertram has forgotten Keelan. Like, Bertram won't be able to remember Keelan.
Yeah.
Like,
Who?
yeah,
Who's that?
yeah,
Yes. That is 100% what's going to happen. Um, I am shifting gears a little bit because I'm just looking at some like really random notes that I have. Um, the Rollies
oh
gambling
yeah.
game that they supposedly created. I'm really interested in seeing what that actually is and how that plays out.
I think it's you roll a d10, whoever gets the highest wins. I think that's what Rollies is.
That sounds like
Yeah.
probably. I think they were rolling a d20. Were they?
I think it was a d10.
Oh man, I don't know.
It sounds like a dice game. You roll who gets the highest wins.
Yeah, I
Um,
want to know. I want to know the
You wanna know.
details, the
Ooh.
exact rules.
I can see chat is already jumping into some wild theories. Jinxity has said Bertrand is a Rakshasa.
Oh my
Which
God.
I am.
Yeah, I saw a few changeling guesses as well.
Yeah.
But I don't fully buy into that
bit too-
because
yeah.
Bertrand is fully characterized in this state as Bertrand.
And quite geriatric in nature. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be a full pool to like to
Yeah.
play that.
hmm
Oh wow. Okay, it was a d20 apparently. Tellison was just rolling badly. Very badly.
Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But I do like how, obviously, Bertrand's serving as this NPC-esque character, giving the party their first mission. But I really liked how all of these little vignettes tie together in a way where they all have their own individual goals and motivations, but they all work together when they come to do this quest that Bertrand has put before them, because obviously Laudna and Imogen are looking to prove themselves to gain access to the university. Ashton and FCG are just looking for work, looking for coin. Obviously, this helps greatly. But then the EXU gang, they are looking for particular individuals, and working with this Lord Esteros could give them a way of establishing a connection with a higher power within the city, who can then maybe keep eyes out around the city for the people that they're looking for. So while they all come from different walks of life and they all have their own stories, I really like how they've all come together in this first episode in such a well, told way.
Yeah, and yeah, as you said, like earlier, we get the individual little vignettes, and they still end up meeting in a tavern, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you've been outside the tavern, but still get to know each other inside a tavern. It's that classic kind of nostalgic meeting. Yeah, I'm super excited for them. I think they're really cool characters. Their designs obviously are wonderful.
Oh yeah.
And just how eager they are to kind of form these connections is going to make it fun. And I'm so excited to go to all these different places in Marquet.
Yeah.
Like, this city alone, I feel like you could spend ages in this
Oh
city.
yeah.
But
So
then talking about like
amazing.
even leaving to go to other places, like, yeah, it's very cool. It's so exciting, man. It's so cool that we've got campaign 3.
I know.
We're back. We got it. We get to watch it. We get to enjoy it. We get to see
Yeah.
these characters grow and have their memories wiped. It's so exciting.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm most hoping for. That's going to be like my long-standing theory, is that at some point FCG's memory gets wiped. You heard it here first.
I'm on board just to torture chat with you. But secretly, I hate
Yes. Yeah, we hate you all. No, but I really like also in this, obviously, I also love the design of this Lord Esteros, a full pureblood orc, older in years and stuff, but very, a position of status. How did they attain this? Like, what happened to Mistress Prudage? What's that whole thing? Is this our new, like, seedy crime boss sort of deal? Like, is this the gentleman of this?
See, I didn't
one?
get I didn't get underworld crime vibe from him. I got like eccentric kind of hermit. You know,
Oh
like
yeah.
what's the word I'm thinking of? Like like an eccentric noble hermit kind of thing, where they're hiding away and they're like, oh, that's old Willy Wonka up in his factory. And like,
Yeah, no, actually I could see that, yeah.
and
That makes a
because he
lot of
literally
sense.
did like with the cane and then the
Yeah.
oh, it's Willy Wonka.
Oh my
So yeah,
god.
I like the idea of them having a match with this probably like level 15 character. But like
Yeah.
how Bertrand plays into it, how they seemingly can help this person. What do they need help with?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what will they get them to do? Is Bertrand going to be called out for their bullshit of like getting them?
I hope so, because it's hilarious.
When Bertrand mentioned that, oh, I have a wing in the library named after me, or like I sponsor a wing in the library, and they're just like, oh, well, can you write us a letter? He's like, yeah, sure. They're not going to enjoy being lied to. So I'm very keen to see this dynamic continue.
It's amazing.
And yet the ties that bind. It's always because I mean we had Vox Machina were established. We had Mighty Nine became established because they were forced to stay together and solve a mystery together.
Yeah.
And then they're kind of heading in the same direction. These guys, I'm excited just to see what links them, what
like,
fully keeps them together. Or if that doesn't happen, I'm also excited to see if there's potential for mix mash and like they run into them again like a few months down the road and I'm not sure. I'm not certain they're going to be swapping characters all that often, except maybe Travis. But like, I think it could be interesting to see, just how they go as a character. I was joking with my brother when we were watching just Laura and Marisha at the start, and they're talking, and then it's like, all right, well, we're heading off to Whitestone now. And like they go off and have their own campaign. And they leave the table and more people come. And Matt's just running 3 campaigns at once, sort of thing. But no, it's very, very fun. I'm excited.
And I did love in that final scene with Lord Esteros when it kind of gave me chills a little bit. And I just took a second to like take in each of their characters as Matt was speaking as Lord Esteros, basically saying like so you wish to prove yourself, you wish to see what you're made of and stuff, and that's just such like a very awesome line to end on, as well as just introduce to your characters in session 1, because they're level 3 characters. This is the beginning of a new adventure, and just that line of like, you wish to prove yourself, you wish to prove your worth and show your abilities. I just thought it was very poetic and just a really awesome like storytelling line to use at the beginning of a story for these characters.
Yeah, that's always been a really fun like character moment for a lot of the characters. Not necessarily, I don't think all the characters have had this type of moment, but we saw it a bit in campaign 1 too. The like I can't remember the names. The Cord guy. But the where do you find your strength? Or like,
the Stormlord, yeah.
Stormlord's the thing, but it's a Groundbreaker Groon or whatever his name was.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Groon?
Yeah, yes, it was something like that.
Yeah, I love those kind of things of like, well, where do you find your worth? Where do you find your strength? We had aspects of that in campaign 2 quite a bit too. Like, well, like what do you like, we came up with his Shana, like what do you have to offer? Like what is your value? So it's cool that it's like it's here and it's just like, what who are you? What's your deal kind of thing is the question. Earthbreaker Group. Thank you.
Check them. They save us.
For like flounder for at least a minute before people got to the word. Man, I'm gonna stick in chat. I love you, chat.
It's fine.
I love you, chat.
Yeah, they're great. They're a great bunch. They're on the up and up.
Can we also talk just a little bit about the set?
And
the effects?
Unbelievable. The lighting change, the sounds, the effects, the projections in the background.
Beautiful.
Oh wow.
I'm actually really stupid here. I'm still not 100% certain if that is set behind them, you know, where to the window is and all the rafters, or if that is like green screen projection.
I think it's all the set. I think it is.
We need like a full like 360-degree tour of it, because I know they built a big set.
Yeah.
But it looked, at some points they had like, you know, projections going on, and they might have like, you know, mesh screening for the visual displays, or for the vision systems that they have set up. But it looked, at some points it kind of looked green screen, at some points it looked real, and I was just like, I don't know, and I feel stupid for not knowing. But at the same time, if you can't tell, then it's really fucking good.
Yeah, for real. It looked so cool, and I loved seeing the childlike awe of the rest of the cast as the scenes was changing, the light was changing, all of that stuff. Seeing them just bewildered by the magic of it. It felt magical. It was so cool.
The sunset?
The sunset, the crackling fire.
Imagine when like they go underwater, or if they're in like a fire or something.
Or they go in like a cave, like a dark cave,
or like this thunderstorm or something.
Oh my! I can't. The first storm. The first storm. Oh my god!
Or like a sandstorm if from the desert, things like that. There's just so many potential, like amazing vision. Like, I can't even like speak.
I know it's really hard. It's really hard to formulate words to fully capture all of the emotions that I felt while watching the episode. Expectations are gone, and all that's left is just pure amazement and love for all of the hard work that the cast and crew has put into producing Campaign 3 for us. It is incredible so far. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I had like the little kind of pang of not so much concern, but just like, it's like, oh, I've probably overhyped myself. I've gotten too excited. I need to calm down and, you know, not so much lower expectations, but I needed to temper expectations. Because, you know, we get very excited. And so I was like, anyway, just temper my expectations, you know? Like, I have faith. I'm going to enjoy it, but at the same time, you know, it is what it is, and I'll enjoy it for what it is. But holy fuck, like, I am on board.
I am here for all of the shenanigans that have already happened, and the shenanigans that will happen.
Yeah.
And already the fan art that has been coming out of these characters and different things that have happened. People
need to chill with their talent for a little bit.
They are so fast and so talented. I can't even. Like, when's the first? I bet there's already an animatic that someone made already.
I saw like a cosplay test, and it had like edits. It had like photo editing done to it, but someone did a cosplay test of Ashton.
I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. This is literally the best time to be a critter right now. This is it. This is it. Now and then when February 4th comes around, those will be the best times.
I'm just like, I love, like, Laudna, she's got, like, long dark hair. I'm like, ooh, I don't need a wig for that. I could potentially cosplay that character. Like, I never cosplay, but I'm just like, I want to be that character. Oh my word. And
we could go on and on. I just love all of the aesthetics of all of the characters. I am obviously in love with FCG. I'm in love with Imogen's character. I'm in love with them all. I cannot even begin to fathom what is in store for all of us. And this was just such a perfect first episode. It was really just so tied up in a nice little bow, and everything you needed. Good characterizations, good build up of the story, give a little bit of background. It was amazing. It was amazing.
It was really
definitely worth it. Is there anything else that we want to bring up or talk about? I'm trying to look at my notes, but I think that was about it.
Sorry, it was wild. I think that Tharazu just turned up right at the end. That surprised me.
Yes.
But you know, it
Obviously.
didn't. But at the same time, it didn't surprise me because I'm always prepared.
Of course.
We'll always be expecting.
Of
Always be
course.
A-B-E-T. Abbott. Always be expecting the student.
Yeah, are we coining that that phrase
always
there?
be. Always be expecting. Always
Yes.
be doing.
So I guess
ABD.
as our wrap up conversation, which character are you most excited for to learn more about?
That is a good question, and I will not answer that as Dune for a I think it has to be Laudna. I think. Am I saying it right? Laudna?
Yeah, Laudna. Or
Yeah.
Laudna? Laudna.
Laudna.
Is it Laudna or Laudna? No, I think it's Laudna.
I'll just chuck some real like
Laudna.
Aussie accent on it. Laudna.
Yeah, Laudna. Laudna.
Laudna. Her.
Yeah.
I think they're very, very exciting as a character. I love her personality, how again friendly she is, or at least how personable she is, and seemingly kind of somewhat unaware, not so much unaware, but knowing of her own situation is exciting. I want to see the answers because I think, like as Sam said, there seems to be so much potential backstory to all these characters.
That was so good.
I am keen to see where they go with it. Her connection to Imogen, who again is also like really sweet, and I want to see her kind of grow and like just see where that character ends up going. But you know, let's just say all of them to be safe. But who are you keen to learn more about?
I'm on the same boat. I'm with Laudna, especially after hearing about the Damphir potential as well as being from Whitestone. I would be insane if this was like a daughter of Silas and Delilah. That would be absolutely bonkers. So definitely Laudna for me, but also Imogen for me as well because of the idea if she is an aberrant mind sorcerer, the implications that has on your story and how you have your abilities and stuff is very, very interesting. And also potentially like that dwells in the realm of like not necessarily BBEG territory if it is like an aberration that has granted this ability to Imogen, but definitely some high level shenanigans, spooky shenanigans there. So I think Laudna and Imogen are my like number 2 that I'm most interested in. Because everyone else seems pretty, straightforward, more or less. I mean, obviously I want to know what's going on with, Ashton's deal with that the exposed crystal. Like, how did that happen? Why are you more like crystal bases? Or does that have any particular meaning? What happened to FCG's group? Who killed them? What's going on there? Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Goodness.
But yeah, I mean, I guess on that note, if we don't have anything else to say.
Oh my word! I want to keep talking, but I feel like I just start repeating myself.
I know, and just like going through the hype and all of the hype. Yeah. Wild Magic Barbarian, potentially Dunamancy stuff there. There's so much. Like, they were literally so right when they said throw expectations out the window.
Laudna is Cassandra. To be fair, when I first saw Laudna, I was like, is she Ripley? Is she like Undead Ripley?
Oh my god, imagine that. Well, now we don't know what to expect, because if they're willing to bring back old NPCs from other stories, who knows what could come back? Who the heck knows? I'm excited. I am anxiously excited because we don't know. We don't know anymore.
We don't know.
And this is only the beginning. This is literally episode 1.
We don't know which one's the werewolf. We don't know who the vampire is. We
don't know who's secretly Tharizdun yet.
Oh god, all of Bertrand Bell.
Bertrand is Tharizdun. Someone pointed out that the Briarwoods could not have kids.
That's yeah.
Dang it.
But that I think that might have also been prior to him becoming a vampire.
Maybe.
I didn't want to get too into
I guess, yeah.
I didn't know enough about it, but I think Dampier stuff is specifically like once they're undead. Who knows? Oh,
guess we'll just have to see. In episode 2, next week, we get to see what this showdown is going to be with Lord Esteros. Is it going to be a fight? Is he just checking their reflexes to see if they're willing to fight? I don't know. I don't know what it could be. But
I'm so excited.
There's one thing we learned today, that don't expect anything, or expect the unexpected. That's what you can expect. It's always keep an open mind to the possibilities that could happen.
Yeah.
I guess on that note,
yeah,
we can go ahead and call this one a wrap. So as always, thank you all so much for joining us on our discussion for the first episode of Campaign 3. We are here for the long haul. Hello, Jester Sketchbook, coming in right at the end. I don't know if you're here for the, for the most of the talk, but hello. Yeah, we're here, folks, and I am so happy for all of you joining us on this journey, this what could end up being a very, multiple year long campaign. We're here from the beginning. We all get to be here experiencing the entire story, the characters, the emotions, the crying, the laughing, all of it. We are all here together from the beginning, and we'll be here through it all. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around that idea that we're here together, and I can't wait. I literally can't wait. I'm so excited.
There's like new campaign, it's new stories. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the arc is. We know nothing.
I know.
We know nothing.
And
we know less than nothing because we thought we knew things.
Yes.
Now we don't know the things.
And now, because Jester's Sketchbook is here, I am very excited to see what kind of animations they come up with for these characters and all that stuff. Super excited for all of that. Huge fan of your work, Jester's Sketchbook. Huge fan. But yeah, so that's going to do it for us here. Thank you all so much for joining us in chat. It's so good. Oh, I know. Thank you all so much for joining us in chat. To people who tuned in live, talked about, the episode with us. And thank you to everyone who's going to be watching this when it's uploaded to YouTube or on Spotify or Anchor or Apple or wherever else this podcast will find itself. As always, don't forget to love each other. Spread the love to everyone you meet, everyone you see. The world needs more love in it, but most importantly, don't forget to love yourself. That is the most important thing you can do. So be sure you're taking care of yourself. Drink some water, eat some food, get plenty of rest. And I'm proud of you and happy that you are here with us. So, hope you all have an absolutely wonderful rest of your morning, day, evening, wherever you may be on this glorious earth. I'll see you all next week for episode 2. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
I need it already. Give it to me.